Wow, hello, how are you? We just need to get this thing done. We couldn't get that chest because we don't have the skills. Oh, Alistair leveled up. Um, Maybe we can have more constitution and strength. And uh, yeah, after after that, I mean, and this thing too. Okay, I will save it just just in case. Um, so we need to go to the top floor to light the beacon. And because it's noon, almost afternoon, believe me, 2 hours playing when you start like at 10 in the morning ish, take some time. And then you just, but I was having my breakfast. Now I'm kind of having my lunch, so it's about to be 13 hours or 1 p.m. if you want to. So yeah, uh, some scenes I will just turn off my microphone just for eating and you won't be disturbed. Cinematics. Whoa. That was I was waiting for if
The beacon is over here. We've surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
okay, but I will search for the tower first. Okay, maybe not. So at least it's today.
Very well.
Okay, have that. And now we're going to have the beacon.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move! Your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
Okay. What happened to the Darkspawn? I remember you, the girl from the wilds. Oh, yes, but am I?
You were injured, and then Mother rescued you. Do you not remember?
Wait, what happened to the army? To the king? I remember being overwhelmed by Darkspawn. She rescued me? You meant from the tower? What happened?
The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
My friend, you mean Alistair? Coupled to the Grey Wardens. The king. Neither am I. This is horrible. I need to get out of here.
All dead. Your friend has veered between denial and grief since Mother told him. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
I will go then. Why does your mother want to see me? Well, my injury is severe. I have some questions if you don't mind. Thank you for the help for helping me, Morgan.
I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans. Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
And I say, what about Alistair? Is he alright?
He is, as you are. I suppose it would be unkind to say he is being childish.
Unkind? Very unkind. Those were his friends.
And you think they would encourage his blubbering? If so, they are not the sort of Grey Wardens the legends note.
I have some questions.
I do not mind. Take your time.
Are we safe here? Where are the Darkspawn? What did your mother save us? How did she manage to rescue us exactly? Are there any survivors beside us? Let's start with it.
We are safe for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it. I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
I happen to be nobility, you know. Much, much higher. Coin is important to you out here.
I am only being practical. She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you. Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why? What's happening? You're right, I wouldn't. Why did Loghain abandon the king?
Are you sure you want me to describe it?
Please. Yes, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't. Maybe no then.
I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and Darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why.
I think I've asked enough questions. So, those survivors could be rescued. What did Loghain abandon the king?
If you are willing to run into the midst of the Horde, perhaps. I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
Okay.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way. Of course.
Oh, a gift required. Let's see.
You must speak to Mother, then be gone. You have an army of Darkspawn to avoid, and 'twould be best to get an early start.
Well, thank you.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer. I will stay and make something to eat.
Thank you.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
I am not, thanks to Morgan's mother. I thought you were going to be left alone. I'm fine, I appreciate your concern. It takes more than a few darkspawns to kill me. Yeah.
Duncan's dead. The Grey Wardens. Even the King. They're all dead. Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Who cares where she is? We need to do something now. So why did you save us? If you're Flemeth, you must be very old and powerful. We can be safe here. Where are all the Darkspawn? I suppose we should thank you.
Well, we cannot have all the Grey Wardens dying at once, can we? Someone has to deal with these dark spawn. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Of course not. It changed when most of them were slaughtered. The Grey Wardens are no more. Let someone else do it. The land is wholly united, thanks to Loghain. Of course.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The King had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
Then we need to find this Archdemon. What is this Archdemon exactly? Alistair is the real Grey Warden here, now me. Will you help us fight this Blight, Flemeth? We should contact the rest of the Grey Wardens. What could the Terran hope to gain by betraying the kin?
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still, I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the first king to gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al-Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war.
Archdemon, they are of Redcliffe. Perhaps we could go to him then. You think they all will believe us over the turn?
I suppose. Al-Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
And surely there are other allies we could call on. That sounds like an excellent idea. Keep in mind that Loghain was also an honorable man. Everyone will see the danger the Blight possess, right? And say he doesn't help us, what then?
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a Blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Al-Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Yeah, why not? Isn't that what Grey Wardens do? As long as there's some profit in it. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I doubt it will be easy as that.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
As ready as we'll ever be. I'd be happy with just staying alive. I don't suppose you could offer any more help. Yes, thank you for everything, Fleming. We're going. Old woman, don't push us. Uh, let's say 3.
Now that you mention it, I do have one more thing to offer.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
I think that's an excellent idea. What makes you think we want her? Thank you, but if Morga doesn't wish to join us. I think the last one could be more suited for Morga, I guess.
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
By the way, we will take her with us. What is your idea all along? She had better be as useful as you said.
Pardon me, but I had the impression that you two needed assistance, whatever the form.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite Ferelden against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand. We don't need her help. She won't come to harm with us.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
I think we should just get underway. No, I prefer you speak your mind. I have no problems with your presence if Alistair doesn't. Actually, I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you really Fleming's daughter? Have you never been outside the wilds? Tell me about this village to the north. How are we going to get past the Darkspawn? What skills do you have exactly? And then I have no more questions. Let's decide.
'Twas she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
It's just difficult to imagine her. I'm just wondering her age. She's just going to stay here alone.
Mother was alone long before I came, and will be so long after I am dead. Such is her choice, though I suspect she would claim the choice was made for her. From time to time, I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is that what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly. 'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your imperial highway where travellers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
The Chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Is there any reason to go to Lothering then?
I mention it for its tavern, where travellers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way. The real question is how we are going to get your friend past the Darkspawn, is it not?
That's true. We can sense the Darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I don't sense any Darkspawn. That's no reassuring.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent Darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
The Darkspawn are come to further in the forest. What skills do you have exactly?
They come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated. I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
Never mind him, you don't have to cook. Then you can substitute for... Alistair, excellent. You are Lesby, one of us.
Right, my cooking will kill us. That's all I meant.
I also know at least 15 different poisons that grow right here in this marsh. Not that I would suggest 'tis at all related to cooking. Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
We'll save it just in case.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
Could you answer some questions? You could come with us, you know.
Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
Can I ask about your magic? How long have you lived in the wilds? What would you do once we're gone? Do you have any advice?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently. Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may think it strange, but I was once young and beautiful, just as Morrigan is now. Yes, men desired Flenithen, and some even killed for her.
You don't seem happy about that. Are you sure you didn't just die from horror? They didn't, sorry. Are you sure they didn't just die from horror? That must have been a long time ago.
You will need that smart mouth for more than asking me silly questions. Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Ah, may your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear, she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
About the Darkspawn?
Yes, actually I was wondering about the wilds. About anything, really.
Only that they are more cunning than they appear. More important by far is the Archdemon. It is the core of this taint, and while it lives, so does the Blight. This Teyrn Loghain is different. You must deal with the repercussions of his deeds before you can face the Archdemon, unless it finds you first.
I have no more questions.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
Thank you. Let me just ask Morgan again.
The time has come to leave the wilds. Do you not
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan? I'd like to ask you something.
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought about you might need to talk. That doesn't mean I don't mourn his loss. He was like a father to you, I understand. Good. I don't want you falling apart again.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistair. There is no need to apologize. Yes, well, let's talk about it. You just don't let it happen again.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grove Wardens? He had you. That's an excellent idea. I doubt you'll get a chance.
I suppose he did. It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him, in the battle. I feel like I abandoned him.
No, I understand completely. He saved your life by sending you to the tower. Yes, that is stupid. You'd be dead. Save your life? Or no, I understand completely. I understand completely.
Of course, I'd be dead then, wouldn't I? It's not like that would make him happier. I think he came from High Ever, or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
I've lost enough to know what you're going through. My entire family was murdered just recently. I'd rather not talk about it, to be honest.
Yes, I imagine you really have, haven't you? Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
No time, Alistair. Maybe I'll go to Kaiver with you when you go. He was a friend of mine too.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
No, he approves. Let me check.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
What can a Templar do exactly? Tell me about the Grey Wardens. So how did you become a Grey Warden? So you said these early were raised you?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So couldn't others learn these talents? So Templars use magic themselves? Have you Hunt. Have you hunted many mages? Seems like the Templars could run the Chantry.
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
So you were addicted to this lyrium? What? That's horrible. I can't believe they would do that. Sounds like an excellent method of control.
You think so, huh? You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Oh. Sorry. What? I thought that I was choosing the right ones. I'm sorry. It's I think that I will do everything again. Oops.
What do you need? Ask away. Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain... Perhaps, but there usually isn't. The Chantry keeps a... And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put 2 and 2 together.
I was thinking of... Sounds like an excellent method of control. It was kind of... Not telling him that it was an excellent method of control. It's kind of saying, well, they thought this through, so they can control them. But, well, that's too...
Well, they do it, and they feel perfectly justified. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Okay, well... Just in case I'm doing it again. Maybe the best one was, were you addicted or something?
What do you need? Ask away. I suppose I could. But I really would rather not. When the Grand Cleric let Duncan recruit me, she made me swear never to reveal Templar secrets outside of the Chantry. I'd rather not go back on my word.
Very well, I respect your word. You don't think this is important? And what if I ordered you to do it? No,
Ask me later, perhaps. Maybe I'll change my mind. This is not something small you're asking, after all.
Okay, thank you, Alistair.
What do you need? Ask away.
Tell me about the Grey
Such as they are.
Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here? Is there any headquarters somewhere? So what happens now that there are just the 2 of us? Or just 2 of us? Will we need to start rebuilding the Order? What will happen if we just left?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
I think about it.
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. there's nowhere for us to go. I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us. I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves Lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere. Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
I have no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need? Ask away.
So how did you become?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
I mean before that. Very funny. If you don't want to answer, then say so. Don't be an idiot. I mean, hold on.
Let's see. I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
You don't seem like the religious sort. So you mentioned before. What skills might be those be? Sorry, what skills might those be?
Well, it wasn't an easy life, you know. I don't know whether or not you've noticed, but I'm not exactly the Chantry type. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
You think Duncan took pity on you? You think this is better than being a Templar? What did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
I shouldn't have brought him up. I'm sorry. Don't start crying again, please. He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Just in case.
What do you need? Ask away.
So,
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
that's not what I remember you telling Flemeth. That would explain the smell. I thought you were raised by the Chantry. Really? That must have been tough for them. It could be the smelling or the tough. Let's go for the...
Well, it wasn't until I was 8 that I discovered you didn't have to lick yourself clean. Old habits die hard, you know.
So that's a horde of darkspawn, I'm told. I thought the Chantry would have beat that out of you. Sovereign dogs, I say. That would explain the breath as well, then.
And my table manners too. Though, come to think of it, they weren't all that different from the other Templars. Or did I dream all of that? Funny the dreams you'll have when you sleep on the cold, hard ground, isn't it? Are you having strange dreams?
Only ones where the world is threatened by Darkspawn, yes. They all involve struggling. Only ones where we're making mad love in my tent. Oh, really? Oh. I'm so tempted to put 3.
I think I completely lost my chain of thought. Oh, there it is. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind. My mother was a serving girl in Redcliffe Castle who died when I was very young. Arleman wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Why did he send you off to the Chantry? He wasn't your father, so you know who is. But you blamed him then, I take it?
Arleman eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10, just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
You were probably luckier than most orphans. Wasn't it inappropriate for an Arl to raise an orphan? What an awful thing to do to a child. That sounds like a bunch of whining.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
And you think the Arl will help us? Are you sure he's not the father? You were young. Oh, you were young.
And raised my dogs. Or I may as well have been, the way I acted. But maybe all young bastards act like that. I don't know. All I know is that the Arl is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Caelan's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Okay. Do you see anything interesting? Pet brave and leave brave alone. Let's see if he will find something. Sometimes. Yep. Seems to find a piece of wood. Carved with it. Resembles very old. Okay. We just said that and he found something else after. Yeah. So he found a tangled ball of woolen yarn. Okay. I'm sorry. It's an old book. Some pages have been chewed. Okay. Thank you. I will try to send him again. If the next time he won't do anything. Oh. Okay. So it's kind of so random. But an item. What kind of item he brought me? Let's see. He brought you an item. What item? This is what is a gift. He also this one and a book. What is the book? Okay. Ooh. Let's go back one more time. Okay, nothing. But we can fit. But okay. We can go now.
Very.
So we have Luthering.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Bannorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Van Tegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Van Tegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess the pretty one is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers and you're free to move on.
You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees. You toll collectors then. I don't have that kind of coin. Very well, here's 10 silvers.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Heinrich. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Forget it. I'm not paying. You toll collectors then. Okay.
Indeed, for the upkeep of the Imperial Highway. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
You're fixing the highway. I think not. Perhaps you should charge more then.
You want to pay more? Well, we'll happily accept donations.
Forget it, I'm not paying you dogs anything. Persuade no, but a caravan is following me. And it has plenty of gold. I'm just saying it's rough business for such a pittance.
Wouldn't such a caravan be well guarded?
No, really. It wants to appear poor, apparently. The gods were all killed by Darkspawn.
A common ruse. Well, we'll not be tricked so easily.
A whole caravan, right for the picking.
Go on your way. We've got work to do.
No.
You know, I'm beginning to think your caravan isn't coming at all.
Maybe it's just made up.
Of course it's made up. You owe us 20 silvers to compensate for my annoyance.
Forget it. I'm not paying. 20 silvers. You said 10. Intimidated. Do you really want to fire Grey Warden? Fine. There's 20 silvers. Just let me buy.
That's true. It's not sporting of us to jack up the price like that.
You're so right. I feel ashamed. I believe I must drown my shame in at least 20 silvers worth of ale.
Did she say she's a Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
I'm sorry. You're too kind. Actually, let's add Bandu the Slayer to the list. You know, the Grey Wardens could use a donation.
You don't say.
He is really good, boss. Remember?
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
An excellent donation, thank you. And I know I'm afraid I've changed my mind.
Then take it. Do enjoy your stay in Lothering and all that.
No.
Oh, back, are you? I thought we settled things nice and amicably with you wardens.
I'm leaving. I want some questions answered. I've changed my mind. I'm cleaning you out. It's time for you and your men to leave.
About what? We're just, you know, greeting travelers.
Actually, it's more refugees here.
Yes, fine. Life's hard all over. Nothing of concern to you Grey Wardens.
You said something about the Wardens killing the king.
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Tern Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens.
I don't know.
Let's collect that bounty then.
Foes approach!
All right, we surrender.
Nope.
We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
You picked the wrong target. Get by, you're a criminal. This shoddy operation is pathetic. I could do better.
Yes, of course. We should have been more careful. I'm sorry.
Now you die. That's what you deserve. I want some questions answered. I'm turning you into the authorities. You follow my lead, I could use some soldiers. Hand over everything you've stolen. Start running then.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
What exactly have you been doing? What's going on in Lolring? Have you heard about any survivors from the battle?
Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much. It's packed full. The band took his men north with Teyrn Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know? Couple, maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way. Well, then let me go! There aren't any. Just the Templars, and they'll execute me.
Follow my lead, I can...
What are you joking, right? I could never be a soldier. I'm not going down without a fight.
Okay. Of course.
Yes. Of course. It will be done. Very well.
We cannot go back, so...
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing.
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Just get to the point. What did you want to talk about, Alistair? You have been very quiet, Alistair. Leave him alone, Morgan.
His navel, I suspect. He certainly has been contemplating it for long enough.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
I figured it out. Let's just get going. I need to look for Fergus. He might still be alive. We should try and use these treaties, I assume. We need to hear some news before we can decide. Do you have some thoughts on that point, Alistair?
This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
Yes, I have. No, not yet. What do you mean?
The treaties, the ones we got from Flemeth. With these, we will be able to ask for assistance. Maybe even raise an army. There are 3 main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arl Eamon is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Don't we need to find these people? Is there any way to contact the Grey Wardens? What are you giving it up to me? What do you think we should do, Morgan? I'm not sure any of this is a good idea. It's about...
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away. Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arl Eamon is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it. I can give you directions, if you like.
So, where do we find Arl Eamon? Where do we find the Dalish Elves? Where do we find the Dwarves? Where do we find the Circle of Magi? Where will Loghain be exactly? So, this is tough.
He'll be at Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is. If we head eastward, towards the Brecilian Forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there. We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy. That will be at their tower on Lake Carlenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is. If he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course. Then you have a plan.
I'm ready to get going. I'm not sure any of this is a good idea.
Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.
Thank you. I will save it.
What do you need? Ask away.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
I thought Templars were heavy plate, mostly. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it. Know this again. Can you answer a simple question?
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
And what's the real reason? So you stay a Templar out of sentiment? So this is where you deflect question with humor, right? Do all Templars make this choice or just you?
Oh, you know, between all the guilt and the hours spent in solemn prayer, any good Templar or priest is just bursting to tell a few good jokes when the opportunity arises. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
I do really want to know, yes. Then make up something more exciting. You don't have to tell me then. I was just curious. Know if it's going to lead on more of your stupid jokes, no. I do really want to
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Arl Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you enjoy about the training? Enjoy hunting mages, did you? I think I understand.
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Not anymore, no. My home was taken by Allhow. I guess my home is with the Grey Wardens now, with you. Home is where camp is, with Travels now. I guess.
It is. I didn't know you felt that way. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Although that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
That's assuming we'd even survive. They can be rebuilt. You can always keep traveling. This is not a time to think about it. You can be rebuilt, or you can always keep traveling.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Just one? Oh, really? How much? He's neutral still. Oh. And Morgan is neutral. 0.
What do you need? Ask away.
Never mind.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something. I'd like to discuss something personal. Oh, I'm so afraid to ask her.
If you must.
How did you become a shape changer? Did you grow up? I think that I will ask her later on. Do you find something? Can you do something about this Gordon mess? Suppose it's like the damage cake into your waiting hands. Oh, you just found this then? Cake, excellent, good boy. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Item received. You found cake. No, and there's one more time. It has silk pantaloons. You don't expect me to wear these? One can never have too many pairs of pantaloons. Okay. So we have a pair of pantaloons. Yeah. Okay, one more time. Okay, so 3 times, nothing, it'll be fine. Oh, I'm almost full of stuff.
Of course.
It's not.
I brought my family
As
to
if we
Lotharing
needed
because
more
I thought
fighting
it
here.
was
What happened to
safe.
the king? Don't you see how scared everyone is?
It's
I
everywhere.
want to go home.
Say,
I don't like this place.
why did we
Hear those
come here?
bandits are back again.
Why Why don't the Templars kill them?
Chicken.
Stop looking at me, mongrel. I have nothing
As
you
you
want.
say.
Why do you keep staring at me so, you flea-ridden beast? Can you not tell when you are not wanted? I enjoy company of creatures of the wild, not stench-ridden domesticated wolves. And he persists. Maddening!
I brought my family to Lothering
because I thought all was safe.
Sorry for the Kunari
I
not
don't like
in that
this
cave.
place.
It won't
Why
be
did
able
we
to
come
defend
here?
itself from the Darkspawn. Please, we came
Where can we
here
go?
to get away
This is
from
no
the
better than
fighting.
what we
Going
left.
home.
I'm sorry for that.
Mother says we have to run before
Please,
bad men
I
get
want to
here.
go home here to get away from the fighting.
What happened to the king is so terrible.
What happened
is
to the king
anywhere
is so
safe
terrible.
now? Is anywhere
I hear
safe
those
now?
bandits are back again.
Dad,
Why don't the
going
Templars
home?
kill them?
As if we needed more fighting here. Don't you see how scared everyone is?
As if we needed more fighting here. Don't you see how scared everyone is?
You don't look like the other folk fleeing the south. Were you in the battle?
Mind your own business. Well, that's... What makes you think that? Just traveling through.
You don't look chastened, so you're not from the wilds. And you're not a farmer. I'd guess you saw some fighting.
Yes, I was with the king's army. Yes, I'm a Grey Warden. It's not important.
I thought them that survived already marched north with the Term. You must be a survivor, or a deserter. Lucky you, I guess.
Some questions.
Can't promise I'm gonna answer them.
What's going on here? Who's in charge of this village? Were those bandits always outside village?
What isn't? We got chastened barbarians in every farmholder south of Callanhard running from the Darkspawn. Not that they'll be safe here with the army gone. You could talk to the Elder, though she's got her hands full getting everyone on their way. For now, most folks go to Sir Bryant. He's head of the Chantry's Templars.
You don't have a ruling lord.
He's gone to war and taken all his soldiers, leaving us to fend for ourselves. There's not going to be much left when he returns. If he returns. What? You mean they're gone?
Yes, I'll drop them off. I take that as a thank you.
Well, goody for you. Now there's no one to drive off the blighted refugees. Sir Brian's will be glad, though. He's been talking about offering a reward for anyone who'd run them out.
Oh, I should go.
Don't let me stop you. Hey, what's on now? Can't promise I'm gonna answer them. Don't let me...
Okay.
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you. There's none to be found. Move on if you can. Lothering's lost.
What do you mean? I was looking for some news actually. Do you know about the bandits just outside the village?
We've had refugees streaming from the south for the last 2 days. The Chantry and Tavern are full to bursting. There simply isn't enough food to go around, and we Templars can barely keep order. You'd be better off elsewhere, my friend.
Thanks for the warning. Are you keeping me from going in?
Best of luck wherever you might go. I'm just here to keep watch.
Really? That's all? Or whatever.
Ah, look how they moan and wail and gnash their teeth.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Solve this yourselves. I'm not getting involved. Why would I want to help you? Get rid of that tiny pot and I consider it. Is your profit in ruffling some feathers? Feathers, oh. Well.
Didn't I mention profit?
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
Not interested. Can you be that of a sister? Agreed. Those of you not here to do business leave now. You don't think you're being unscrupulous?
Would it help these folks if they could buy no goods at all?
They spend their very last coin because they are desperate, and this man preys upon them as surely as the bandits outside the city.
Ah, I'm not arguing anymore. Drive off this woman and get your 100 silvers. Otherwise, I'm taking my wagon and leaving.
Fair enough. Time to go, priest. Persuade. I think you can compromise and still make a profit, you know? Intimate. Lower your price or lose your goods. Don't go. It's not what you wish. 3.
Perhaps. If that woman agrees I'm allowed to charge something.
Do what you must. So long as the prices do not beggar the needy.
Fine, fine. Done. And since you don't look too needy, normal prices for you.
So, we have come to solve every squabble in the village personally. My, but the Darkspawn will be impressed.
Thank you for your generous assistance. May the Maker watch over your path.
Oregon. Won't like it. Ever.
Of course.
Refugee. You have something here? Merchant.
Don't suppose you're looking to buy something?
I mean, indeed.
All right. Just don't buy everything up.
What if I want to? Oh. Wine? Yes. But I need to get rid of some stuff. Oopsies. Well, let me try. Rough. But I just has an item. I think that I would give him that because it has 3 defense and this one doesn't. Morgan. Okay, Morgan. I will keep her clothes, but I will have this thing on her. Something else? Her boots? Oh yeah. There we go. I said that this roll, this one will go more full, so I can have the water. Oh, she already has. What about Alistair? Well, Alistair doesn't have anything. No, one willpower. Oh, it's a belt. I'm sorry. It's not even. Well. Stamina regeneration in combat. What about her? Ooh. This one is a little bit more powerful. There we go. There we go. We can sell all the stuff. Damage versus Darkspawn. Oh, come on, it's just one. Dagger. Purple. Oh, well. Maybe that later. And then this one. Okay.
It will be done. Very well.
And Eileen spoke unto the masses, my hearth is yours, my bread is yours, my life is yours. all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one.
Greetings. And who are you exactly? Have you anything interesting on the board? Well. You don't talk too much, do you? Hello, I ask you a question.
Let all repeat the chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us.
He can't answer you. He's chanted Devons.
What's a chanter? Is he touched in the head or something?
One of them that can only say the chant of light. His board has letters of good deeds to be doing. My father fixed Widow Allison's roof once, and the charter paid him, he did.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
So if I wanted to touch the roof, I talk to him? It's like a power of silence then. He can talk normally. Anything interesting on the board of yours?
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
Okay. Anything else?
And Andraste came unto them, saying, though the danger great, the mountain high, have faith, for the Maker listens and smiles upon us.
Yes. Bandits everywhere. Okay. Request. Oh, I completely forgotten to tell you. You find a body of a Templar and help of the chanter, and then we have the Archdeacon, the Archcliffe, a paragon of the kind, Nature of the Beast, Broken Circle, and Luthering, and the Imperial Highway.
The legions of evil are on your doorstep. They will feast upon our hearts. There is nowhere to run. This evil will cover the world like a plague of locusts. Please, you're scaring the children. Better to slit their throats now than let them suffer at Darkspawn hand. There! One of their minions is already amongst us. This woman bears their evil stench. Can you not see the vile blackness that fills her?
You know him, people. I know I intend to. Why don't you keep your voice down? Is no one going to shut this madman up? What were you throw accusations for?
I watch the Black Horde descend on my people. I will not be silent. Please stop. Somebody shut his mouth.
But isn't he right? The band left us. We're going to die.
This minion is but the first of those who will destroy us.
Whatever. Well, you waste my time. Continue ranting if you must. That's enough. This ends now. You poor man, what's happened to you? Don't be fooled, Darkspawn can be defeated. That's it. So, Darkspawn can be defeated. Everyone.
My family, my clan, those creatures butchered them all. Some of us live here, but we cannot escape the Darkspawn.
It must have been horrible. How did you escape?
I ran, hearing my wife screams as they dragged her off. She had hair the same color as yours.
Sorry for your loss. Scaring these people won't get her back. You are not honoring her death by acting like this. Screaming. I said scaring.
You were right. I will go. He was right, wasn't he? There's no hope for us.
That's right, no hope for any of you fools. There's always hope. Muster your courage. Get out of here. All of you. Get moving. Maybe, maybe not. I couldn't care less.
You're right. We can't give up. But we can't fight. What are we supposed to do?
We can't lie down and die either. We must go north to Denerim. The Evil shall defend the palace!
Very well.
Maybe with that blasted chasing gone, my headache will go as well.
If you seek refuge in the Chantry, there's simply no room.
Then I should go. You're close. Do I think no. Do I look like a refugee to you? Oh my goodness.
So many are coming to Lothering. I make no assumptions. Priests are within if you seek to offer devotion to the Maker, however. Make me protect us all.
Goodbye. Who's in charge of this chantry? Did you know there were bandits on the highway? Have you heard any news?
Were? Did you drive them off? Well, Sir Brian will appreciate that.
Who's in charge?
The revered mother runs the Chantry itself, and Sir Brian heads the Templar station. Not since Tairn Loghain passed by with his army. It's a shame about the king. But with the Darkspawn coming, few can think of anything else.
Goodbye.
Make her watch over you.
Nothing else? You're not going to say?
Yes.
Oh. Never mind.
Make her watch over you.
Okay. So we have refugees farmer. I think.
Please, we
farmers.
need to get away from her.
Are you here to see the Reverend Mother too?
The who? Where is she? No.
In her office arranging for everyone to leave, I suppose. I don't think she's with anyone right now. I came to ask for a blessing. With my family abandoning the farm to flee north, we'll need all the grace the Maker can offer. Well, good luck to you. I need to get underway. If I'm lucky, I'll make it back to the farmhold by nightfall.
We are the only hope of protection this village has now, and I will not abandon. That is all. May the Maker have mercy on us.
Oh, there's a book. Right.
Yes, my lady. Who might you?
I'm a Grey Warden, Lisa. You can call me Lisa. Nobody of importance. Pardon me. Didn't interrupt.
I see. I am Sir Brian, commander of the Lothering Templars. Tairn Loghain declared all Grey Wardens traitors responsible for the king's death. You know this, I hope.
The Grey Wardens did no such thing. I've heard the rumors. You will say nothing about me. Is that clear?
I don't believe the Grey Wardens would be as careless or malicious as the Tairn claims. But either way, there it is. It is best you not linger, though. Just in case.
Are you in charge here? Is there any other help you can offer? About those bandits outside the village. Have you heard any recent news?
Maker's breath. How many times must we drive them off?
Lie. They robbed me. I demand compensation. They won't bother you again. I killed them. You need to watch the roads more carefully.
All of them? By yourself? It's true. I saw it on my post. It was over so fast, we didn't even have time to get over there. Sad that it needed to come to that. But then they asked for it. Will you accept a small reward for your service?
Certainly, thank you. I could keep an eye out for the right pay. No need. No thanks, enough. That comes up then to put that number 2. It's kind of the persuade, but going into that our money sort of. It could be a sword, it could be anything. So thank you. The first one. Let's go with the first one.
If it interests you, there is a chanter board outside full of quests that need doing. The chanters even often pay some. No, unless there's something else you need.
Since I need some information. Things seems very dire in the village. Is there any other help you can offer?
I cannot openly help you, I fear, but here, take this key. It opens the large cabinet on the far wall. There is more there than we can carry when we evacuate, so take it. They are. With the band having taken his men north, the village is left to its fate. We will evacuate as many as we can before the horde reaches us. I will stay as long as I need it. No, unless there's something else you need. If the matter is important, certainly.
Are you in charge here? Have you heard any interesting news?
The revered mother leads this flock. I merely command her temple. Normally our role is to protect Chantry and seek out unsanctioned magic. Now, it is all we can do to protect the innocent.
And if you find an unsanctioned mage, how do Templars fight against magic? Where would I find the village mother? Are you the only protection this village has?
We have more than swords at our disposal. We're taught to expel unholy magic as well. If only our power was to keep away the dark. And that is not so. I study, I doubt, preparing what it would take when we eventually evacuate. Our band was summoned by Tern Logain, and he took his soldiers north with it. Lothering has been abandoned. If the matter is important, certainly. Travel safely.
Sorry.
I will make watch over you.
As opposed to with the number 2 and number
Greetings, Great Warden. What other than the dark-spawn horde bearing down on us? None is good, but Tern Logain is set to declare himself king here. Disaster there, piled on disaster.
What do you mean? King Kailan had no heir? Most people consider Tern Logain a hero.
Tern Logain has no legitimate claim on the throne. He may be a hero, and his daughter may be a queen, but he is a common, and the king's corpse is barely cold. If our Eamon was able to intervene, perhaps he would not have gone this far. I do not care to take the throne. Only fools fight over who owns a cottage when it burns down.
What is wrong with our Eamon? Are you in charge here? No.
Our Eamon has fallen ill, and his knights are on a quest for the sacred urn filled with Andrandra's ashes, said to cure any malady. He must be very ill if they chase mirrors to give cure. One of the Arl's knights, Sir Donald, is here searching for fantasies. Well, never mind. Ask him if you care about that foolishness.
Let me trust.
If the matter is important, certainly. Only if you're interested in the business of mages.
I am Templar.
I have heard word that the Templars who watch over the circle of Magi Tower have called for the right of annulment. Hopefully I've heard wrong.
Why? What's the right of annulment? Do you know why? Now? It seems like old timing.
To have such a call, the mages are needing to fight the darkspawn. Something terrible must have happened. I have nothing to tell you. The only news I care about is the approaching horde. No, unless there's something else you need. If the matter is important, certainly. Travel safely, and may the Maker watch over you.
There we go. I avoided, like, the first question. It was kind of unsanctioned mage because it would talk to Morrigan. I don't remember if it's positive or negative, but I don't want, she's already negative, so I don't want to get more negative to me. Okay, let's have this.
I beg your pardon. I did not see you approach. So don't. Is that you? Answer. By the way, how are you? I was certain you were dead. Not yet. No, they turned again. If all even were well, he'd set the load straight enough. So you're here with the learner taking position. I am indeed. I'm just raising ashes to set the cure for the illness. But I fear we are chasing a flavor with each day my hope remains.
Shouldn't you be fleeing the Darkspawn? I was hoping to meet Ian, in fact. So your quest for this ashes brought you here. Tell me more about this owner of Secret Ashes. Your friend said Annie was dead. I have something like this.
And you have a kid. I don't know. Mercy. Thank you for giving me these. I would never know otherwise.
Is there a reward, perhaps? I'm sorry about your friend. I dealt with the bandits that killed him.
Thank you. I wonder how many of us have met similar fates on this mad quest.
None. Let's go to
My mission takes priority. But I fear I shall be turning to red with nothing to show for my efforts.
I was hoping.
Why is that, if I may ask?
We need his help against Thunderbollt.
I see. The answer to the man is true. Can Logan, however, is a hero well. Whatever the him done, all remains all worse. That man's prime return.
Is there any point in going to correct this? Do you think Logan is involved with Al's illness? Do you have any advice?
The Al so ill before he died. Like Logan and Lantern. Such thoughts do not sit well with me. We should see what's happening with ourselves. I believe that now more than ever. If nothing else, I am certain he will look at our castle breakfast. The other is there, and she could tell you more than I could.
Okay. So your quest of ashes brought you here.
I expect to take advantage of the chance I library, in fact, but my skills are better suited to battle than chase down Kale.
Tell me more.
Supposedly the untainting ashes of the prophetess on Crossroads. Show me a bit.
I'd like to hear what you've learned. It simply seems like a waste of time. Perhaps I could help you.
Nothing I have found leads me to believe that it's anything more than a quest of desperation. With Penryn, I need to return to Red Cliff. Perhaps later I will seek a scholar no intentions. But I must go. Thank you again, lady. You have been most helpful.
You are rank, changes. A foreign Templar. I think that I should have chosen. Tell me more about it, or what you've learned. Well, never mind. Maybe you can do. No, we cannot open up. Really. Yep. This is all.
Our blight. It's ruled by destruction. I apologize.
They make us especially on times.
Who's in charge here? What are those priests chanting exactly? I've never heard it sound quite like this. Of course, the chant shows our devotion to the Maker. I'd like to learn more.
The entire house has 3 weeks, and it's only been done slightly with the land and people of Valhalla. If we are living enough in the process of moving and finish to this day.
Tell me about... No.
When the democracy comes to the burning majesty, when they make it on the way from his creations, we gain his forgiveness by spreading our knowledge of his teachings, but they make it return and all that wants the world.
That seems like an excuse to spread the Gentle's influence. How do you even know the Makers exist? Aren't you worried about the coming Darkspawn?
Yeah, we'll prepare right as we can, and when the really not far enough to leave, we shall. Go then.
Who's in charge? I should know.
I'm sorry, I cannot talk. I must be the great race of short flame and die.
I leave it alone then. Who is in charge here? What's the significance of the place here?
It represents a flame that burned on straight by herself. Do you know my name?
Nope. Of course, doesn't anyone? Everyone. I know all chantries keep the fire under for death. Death. I don't need to hear it.
Prophet burned in the ancient city of matters. Before the ancient nations she had fought. Instead of dying and being the nation wanted, she was purified by fire and taken by the maidens into heaven to stand forever at his side. We are all sinners. Fire symbolizes our good forgiveness is possible. Thus, we serve our feet in the flames.
Aren't there easy ways to keep fire going? So if I sin, I should just set myself on fire.
Of course. The cords have got the whole cold and special love. Even the serpent nature will be appeared by magical flames. That is an irony. I don't know what it is. The flame means live without the outcome and memory and atone for our sins.
That seems like a terribly monotonous task. I think I understand, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Who's in charge here?
The river must be on the other room, but Brian can probably answer your questions.
I'll leave you alone then.
I wish you well.
And when they make us spoke, and light gathered in the dark. Words here in ignorance. Let those cry out from the shadows. Come, those who seek redemption delivered. Let those who are in be forgiven. And then shall the Maker return to us. And then shall the Maker return to the black city in heaven. And then shall the chant light make it cool. Let all mankind be humble. Let all be chant of light. Only the word dispels the darkness upon us. And when they make us spoke, chant light gathered in the dark. Word.
What is your name? It seems quite important.
You would not be the first to think so. With the avert your eyes, I will not have you staring over long.
Get used to it. I know you're watching you. You can make my copy here.
Okay.
Will you be making a donation to the chancellor? Right now, you have such more value than money to make it here.
I have nothing to offer. Who are you? What do you think is acceptable to the chantry? Each of them.
I am the mother of the Chantry. Traditionally, those who seek my blessing may holler first. Might I suggest 30 silver?
I am sorry, but I only have 10 silver, otherwise 30 silver today is much good.
1 out of 1 is a more generous gift than 10 out of thousands. What can I do for you then?
I'm a good warden. Nothing ever important. I'm a good warden, I need your help. I was hoping to receive a blessing.
A great warden? Here. Lady, you put me in a difficult position. You must know that 10 Logain declare the Grey Wardens to be outlaws.
So I've heard, but it is Logain who betrayed the king. What do I care about?
10 Logain? That is hard for me to believe upon condemnation of the wardens. There is a price on your head. Lay low and I promise to keep your presence a secret. That is the best I can do. Now, if there is nothing else.
Can you provide me help with the rules at all? I was hoping to receive your blessings.
I cannot help without risking the safety of this village in Chantry. The best I can do is keep your presence a secret. I am sorry. Now, if there is nothing else. For a Grey Warden? Yes, you have a difficult road to walk, don't you? In Andraste's name, I call upon the Maker to watch over his child in creation. Watch over her path, Waymaker, with her light and darkness. So let it be. Now, if there is nothing else, may the Maker guard you, Grey Warden.
Light, make it pure.
Okay, I will leave this game here. It's about to be 2 hours. It's not 2 hours, but it's 1 hour and 54 minutes. So we can do something else next time. Probably Old Sovereign and well, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.